what we have here is some polylines. If you hover over them, you'll see they are on layer Guide 1. We have Guide 1 and Guide 2. Current one is Guide 2. Okay, so what we want to do is make a copy of all that we have here. And our base point will be the end of this line. And let's move that way out here. And that will be a copy of everything. So then we select this, and when we go to layers, you'll see that it's chose to be Guide 1. Let's change it to Guide 2 and force it on a different layer. So now as we hover over it, you see it's Guide 2. So let's select this, and now we move it from this base point back to the same place, and we have two layers, and in this case we're going to turn off one of them. Let's turn off the current layer. We still have the drawing, so let's make Guide 1 the current layer. Or we can make our own. Let's see what happens here. Let's make another one. We'll call this piping. And let's make that the current layer. Let's see what's going on here with that. So let's start with making the size 1.5 inches, which is most of the piping. Let's start here and choose that and hit enter, and it will populate that. Hit enter again, choose this polyline and hit enter. Change the size to 3/4 and hit enter again and enter, and it has errors, but it is a new size. Hit enter again, enter, errors, but it is a new size. So we have made a system here, but this line here is 2 inch. So let's get rid of that, and let's get rid of this 90. Okay, now we need to put a 2 inch line in here. Let's look at our layers. And Guide 2 is off. It looks like Guide 1 is gone. So let's turn that back on. We have our guides. Let's make an, which guide are we, which layer are we on? Okay, that's piping. Let's choose one, go back to layer 1 and draw a line here and enter. Let's go back to the piping Guide 2, turn that off. And so here we have our guide for our 2 inch line. Let's change this to 2 inch. And line to pipe, we do this. And there we have mostly our piping without fittings, lots of leaks on everything. But it's our framework. And we don't have any, looks like Guide 1 has been totally gone, but Guide 2 is still there. So that's what piping does. It destroys your guidelines. And by having them on separate layers, you're able to turn them on and turn them off, make a copy, and be able to still have your guidelines for what you got to do next, which would be to put a fitting in here and such. So we're going to let go at this point and see if you can